is winter. It's winter. In my head, it's winter. But as we are still in autumn, and Over the Garden Wall is very much autumn. It's like autumn personified. I thought that we would look through some Over the Garden Wall books. So I have I'm pretty sure this is called Tome of the Unknown, but it's not on here anywhere. So I don't actually know. It's just Over the Garden Wall. But anyway, it features some comics, some side stories, as well as some music, which is fun, even though I can't read music anymore. But you know, it's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. I hope that's not too loud. That's a good sound, I think. I'll have to see when I listen to it. I may just end up cutting it all out, who knows. I also have the art of Over the Garden Wall, which is beautiful. I love it. It's quite large. Oh, by the way, this shadow is the arm of, it's not a tripod, it's the arm holding up my phone. So yeah, I have this art book. Look at how gorgeous it is. I love this. Gold foil with the branch coming out of the O. Beatrice, Wirt, and Greg, and Jason Vanderberger. This is the back. Sorry about the glare. There's nothing I can do about it. If I used my string lights, it wouldn't be bright enough. Fun fact, I actually discovered Over the Garden Wall through one of Goodnight Moon's Goodnight Moon ASMR. Is that her name? I actually don't know. I can't think of her name on YouTube through one of her videos where she featured this art book. I had not heard of Over the Garden Wall before that. And I'm very glad that I found it. So thank you to Goodnight Moon ASMR. Goodnight Moon. You know who I'm talking about, I'm sure. Thank you to her for introducing me to Over the Garden Wall. I can't believe that I didn't know this show existed, because this is everything that I love wrapped up into one mini-series. Which one should we look at first? I think we'll look at, no, I was going to say this one because it's smaller, but I think we'll look at this one first. I don't know. Oh, the glare is really irritating. I'll hold it like this. I know a lot of people say they would love for this show to be continued, but I think there is a benefit to having a definite ending. You know, all good things must come to an end. Don't be like all those movies that just keep coming out with sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel. show ended. It was perfect. We don't need any more. We've got a little bluebird, who I will assume is Beatrice, over the garden wall, and of course the branches. I forgot to mention the woodsman is back here. I was gonna say huntsman, but that's Snow White. The woodsman. What is that squealing noise? I hope you can't hear that. I might be going crazy, I don't know. I think it's fairly obvious, but just in case, I'm going to mention that there will, of course, be spoilers, since this is the art book of the entire series, so it's going to cover everything. If you haven't watched it, you've been warned. And if you have seen it, or you don't care about spoilers, then let's continue. Opening up. Within this pattern of leaves and branches, there are tiny little icons, like the woodsman's hat, or its cassette player, a little turtle, black turtle. What else? Scissors. Adelaide scissors, or its hat. The woodman's axe. If his name is not the woodsman, I'll be really embarrassed. What is this? I want to say it's a teapot, but it doesn't really look like a teapot. What is that? I can't tell. Can you guys tell? I don't know. It's not a rock, is it? That's a rock fact. Here's Greg's kettle. Teapot. Teapot or kettle? He's wearing a teapot on his head. What am I saying? Kettle. It's a teapot. Where did Beatrice go? Beatrice over here. I'm sure there's more in here, but I don't see it. Because I'm blind. I still don't know what this is. What is that? I can't remember. It's been a little while since I've watched the show, to be honest. So, I don't know what this is either. I don't recognize it. The shape. This is a rock. Rock fact, rock. Again, this nice paper. I really like this spread. I like this opening page here. I'm sure there is correct terminology for what this page is called in a book, and what these pages are called in a book. I don't know them though. Art of Over the Garden Wall with Beatrice here. I will show you up close. Wow, you can really see that shadow. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. There's Beatrice there. Isn't this illustration beautiful? I think it's really nice. That scratchy paper sound is a little bit much. I like this. I really like this. Little wooden dolls. The Highwayman. Was this the butcher? It's been a while, like I said. is so autumnal. I love it. Look at that. Concept art. Love it. Patrick McHale. This is Patrick McHale's quote. I'm just reading his name like what? Patrick McHale says, "This is the pencil art for the image that really helped sell the show. None of the other art I'd done up until this point really showed what the world was like, because Word started off as more of a scaredy cat character. I just put 3 scary things into the image to get the point across. I'm not a great designer, but the bat, jack-o'-lantern, and skeleton made it feel Halloweeny enough. I think that added enough visual interest that I thought, oh, this is what the show's going to feel like, even if it's not what the show will actually look like." Sorry, I had the glare on there. That's really annoying. I can't help it though. I guess I'll have to hold the book like this, which will be inconvenient. But yes, I do like that there are Halloweeny vibes, because Halloween is my favorite holiday. But I am currently wearing Halloween socks. I just want you to know that it's always Halloween for me. That's not true. But it is always Halloween in my head. I don't know how this show got made. I am very glad that it did though. Very, very glad. Tome of the Unknown. Wow. Walter portrait from the 2006 Bible. Walter is Wirt. He no longer has blonde hair and blue eyes. Look at that. It is the Woodsman. I didn't embarrass myself there. PM. Patrick McHale. This iteration of the Woodsman on the right is I can't see. Is based on a nightmarish dream I had. There was a storyteller telling stories to children. As storytellers do. They do tell stories. And as he told the stories, they became true. The children saw amazing. That was an awkward pause. The children saw amazing things. But eventually he told the story of how the children all followed him into the woods. So they did follow him into the woods, and then they disappeared forever. Oh dear, like the Pied Piper. I just said oh dear again. I'm not gonna do that. I tell you, when you film things, you start realizing what weird quirks you have. And apparently I say oh dear a lot. I also say indeed a lot, but I did know that I say that. That's not news to me. He looks like a mouse. Word over here looks like a mouse, and Greg looks like a monkey. I really do have to show you the beginning ones. Pages, because is it not gorgeous? Wow. Here's that same illustration, but with color. Wirt is a thinker. In fact, he overthinks things. I can relate. He'll analyze a problem until it's way more complicated than it should be. He's often seen just spacing out with a blank expression on his face, thinking deeply about, well, who knows? He comes off as shy because he tries not to talk too much. The problem is he tends to accidentally blurt out insulting or inappropriate things because he's not good at editing his thoughts. That's funny. Here's Gregory. Look at that. Scary pumpkin costume. All the different ideas for their Isn't he adorable? By the way, I'd like to point out that the characters are all called the players, not the characters, which I find interesting. Another illustration of Greg. And here's that illustration of Beatrice from the first-ish page with a black background. I really like it. Beatrice. This is not actually, of course, about Greg. It's about his frog. I didn't mention it, but this section is the pitch Bible. The pitch Bible. That's why the names don't necessarily match up. The frog's name ended up being Jason Funderburger, I believe, is what they settled on. But here it says the frog's name is R. Bliss. R. Bliss. Okay. Here's Beatrice. Beatrice is a girl cursed to be a bluebird, and she thinks it's awful. I also think it would be awful to be a bluebird, or any bird, to be honest. Especially because of the next sentence. She has to eat bugs and worms because she can't digest real food. Oh, that's horrible. I would choose death. I would literally never eat bugs. I would starve first. She obsessively makes nests and other structures with twigs, even though she doesn't want to. And worst of all, she can't flip people off because she doesn't have hands. Wow, Beatrice. She can't flip people. This isn't a children's show. That's funny. The woodsman stuck her with the task of helping Wirt and Greg complete their quest. She hates doing it, so most of the time she doesn't want to stick around. Again, this actually ends up being different from her motivations in the show as to why she helps Wirt and Greg. Here's the woodsman. Of course, I have to include the beast, who originally was Old Scratch. Old Scratch. I quite like the design, but I also prefer the beast's final design, which is this. Normally you can't see very much of him in the show. I do also like this design here. Looks a little bit like a werewolf. A little bit. At one point, I'm reading here. At one point during production, we decided that this sketch was going to be the beast's model. The storyboard artist boarded the show with that design. Even the final episode was storyboarded using that model, until we changed it again at the last minute. Then we had to go back and redo all of the beast scenes throughout the entire series. Wow, that's a lot of work. Here's a good page since Thanksgiving just passed. Some turkeys there for you. Also crocodiles. No, crocodiles are alligators. Alligators more likely. But it looks like a crocodile to me. Yes, it says alligator there, but it does look like a crocodile to me. Like the crocodile from Peter Pan. Some crows too. And then what they ended up looking like in the pilot. This goose is funny. Look at the alligator. I suppose this design reminds me more of an actual alligator. Look at how beautiful these scenes are. The scenery. beautiful eyes. Greg is so adorable. Episode 2 is one of my favorite episodes because I love all the pumpkin-headed dead folk. This is one of my favorite spreads in this whole book because it's so very Halloween-y. Look at this kind of vintage-inspired illustration. This too, over here. But I really like the cat. Very much. I very much like the cat. I forgot his name. Enoch. There we go. It was one of those names. Old sounding names. Is it a biblical name? It might be. Pumpkin skeletons. Again, very, very autumnal. Does this not just make you feel all warm and fuzzy and cozy? It just makes me very happy. I really like autumn. So, I really wish that we had these kinds of autumns in California, at least Southern California, but we don't. Not really. Pumpkin patch. I believe those are cornfields. Gruesome. Pretty morbid. I love the way you can see the mist over the trees. Isn't that just so atmospheric? I really enjoyed episode 5 as well because they combined two different, some sort of style. Rococo over here with a Marie Antoinette looking character. I'll show you. Where is she? French inspiration and some English inspiration. Nick's theory for Endicott's style was to mix a little bit of George Washington with a little bit of King George III, representing both America and Britain in one design. Oh, America's in there too. I'm very fond of period dramas and historical dramas. This is Adelaide's house. Isn't that fascinating? That's just so, it's very ornate. I love all the little details. Here's the outside of her. Can I call it a hovel? Maybe. Maybe I can call it that. And the inside. Like a spider's web above her bed. My favorite episode, favorite of all of them. I do like episode 2, but out of all of them, 7 is my absolute favorite because it has an element of horror in it. And that's my thing. I also really like Lorna's design, I must say. Actually, I really like Auntie Whispers a lot. a lot. I really like her. Just her name is perfect. Maybe I should have used that as my ASMR name. Auntie Whispers. We've got the black turtles here. The ringing of the bell. I really do love this episode. Look at that. Here's Lorna. Very cute. There's the bell right there. Right here is the bell. That's a fascinating design. I love it. Lorna when she transforms. And of course, the wonderful Auntie Whispers. Whispers voice too. I love it. It's a little bit like Yubaba from Spirited Away. She gives me that vibe, but I definitely like Auntie Whispers more than Yubaba. Yubaba still kind of scares me, to be honest. Sometimes I look at her and I just don't want to. And some of the best scenery in this comes from this episode. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Just so fall. And this, I love it so much. So much. I actually have a tin sort of like this that I just got from Target. It had cookies in it. But you know, I can show you later if I remember. Spooky. Are these forget-me-nots? Yes, they are. Okay, they're forget-me-nots. For anyone who is into flowers, the forget-me-nots are a cute little visual joke as Wirt and Lorna are saying their goodbyes. See you again sometime. Don't forget me. The inside of Auntie Whisper's little house. Very cute. Very cute. It was, much more reminiscent of, like, 1930s cartoons. A little bit, you know, like classic Disney. Betty Boop. Cuphead, which I just started watching recently. I like that show. I do. It's cute. It's got that nostalgia factor, of course, which was the appeal, but, you know. It's also just a good show. And a good game, although I didn't play it. I just watch people play it online on YouTube. I want to get to the last section, but before I do, vintage Halloween, because I just have to show you the vintage Halloween stuff. This show, the show, but you know, the events actually take place on Halloween night, which is very nice. It just makes me all the happier. This is also pretty nostalgic. It's got that retro vibe. Over the garden wall, ephemera, because it has some really cool items. Here's a read and listen book. This is the vinyl. I really like that lantern. Isn't it pretty? Also very appropriate given the show, the plot of the show. That's so nice. I would love to own a lantern like that. Not like that. I would love to own this lantern. This specific lantern. And then the cassette from the show for Sarah. Tome, sweet tome. Isn't that nice? I think Lorna was seen at the end of the series. What do you call this? That's not crocheting, is it? That's not crocheting. What is this called? Oh goodness, I can't actually remember. I'll look it up. This illustration is very nice too. Look at that. Inspiration for the bell. For Lorna's bell, or Auntie Whisper's bell. And Adelaide's scissors. I've seen lots of people have scissors like these. For some reason I can't pronounce scissors today. And the inspiration for Ward's cape. Patrick McHale. Some of these items in the series were inspired by real-world objects. I believe the idea of using the stork scissors came from Amalia. But I also had a pair of my own that I bought in high school, which I used to carry around in my pocket sometimes. guess I'll just make sounds. I won't speak too much. I'll just make sounds. I'll try not to speak at all,